right, y'all. So let's talk about Mariah Carey, who apparently still does not know Jennifer Lopez. So, the elusive Chanteuse did not evade a question about whether or not she currently knows Jennifer Lopez, whose presence has allegedly eluded her over the years. The superstar, who's 56, was a guest on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live on Wednesday when she was asked about her famous shady comment. So, as y'all know, Carey coined the seemingly dismissive phrase in 2003. Damn, that phrase came out that long ago. When she was asked her thoughts about Lopez smiling, she simply said, "I don't know her." Now, on Wednesday, she reiterated the sentiment after Cohen asked, "Can you believe how much 'I don't know her' has become part of the lexicon?" So I do have that clip. I did change the speed on it because I was like, I don't want to have to be like, uncopyright. And I got it off Twitter. So I don't want to sit up here and try to be cute. But anyway, we'll come back and we'll talk. Please hold.
Can you believe how much "I don't know her" has become part of the lexicon?
I mean, the thing is, I was being honest when I said it.
Yes.
So I don't know how it became so big.
I know. It's
Honesty isn't really something that becomes big most of the time.
Right, right. To clarify, you still do not know her, right?
How can I suddenly know? Like, you know,
You're right. The amount of time we have spent in these chairs discussing whether you know her is amazing. Can you?
And look, we already know Andy Cohen is messy. So he's going to play up this whole thing of, well, do you know her? You say you don't know her. I don't know her. All that other mess. Like, that's basically what he does. You always kind of played it up as a situation. And I guess kudos to Mariah for continuing to play it up in that situation. But that ain't where it all ended. So, um, yeah, so then Cohen asked, to clarify, you still don't know her, right? How could I suddenly know, like, flashing a knowing smile as Cohen laughed? The amount of time we have spent in these chairs discussing whether you know her is amazing, a host quipped. Carrie's shady reply left her fans cracking up on social media. One person saying, "How can she suddenly know her OMFG?" One fan wrote. "How can I suddenly know I'm dying?" Another added. "This is the gift that keeps on giving," laughing emoji. Then another person said, "Maybe the better answer is I know of her, but Mariah knows she's just being shady boots and it's freaking hilarious." This was someone else wrote, "The shade. Oh, the shade." And then Mariah said, "Still don't." Mariah previously shared a similar sentiment while appearing on Watch What Happens Live with Andy in 2016. When he pressed her for asking, "Do you know each other?" she said no before adding, "You know what? I'm very forgetful, apparently. I'm forgetful because I don't remember the fact that it was like, 'Hi, I'm so-and-so,' and then we moved on. If I have never had a conversation about you and someone asked me, I would be like, I don't know them, but they seem cool,' or 'I don't know them.'" Why do I feel like I'm channeling Mariah as I'm saying that? Cohen then asked, "Does she seem cool?" To which Carrie replied, "I don't know her. Like, what am I supposed to say?" I was like, you know what? One thing about Mariah is, this is why I keep telling you, the girls can read. Speaking of Nicki Minaj, it was like Mariah ate her up, Remy ate her up, and most recently Cardi ate her up. So it's like, these girls can read. And Mariah is from Long Island. So she's another New York City chick that don't play around with her mess. But and I think the whole thing about her being very forgetful, that was a rebuttal to when Jennifer went on Wendy Williams' show. And remember, she said she could be forgetful and then did a little smirk or whatever the case was. In regards to her saying that they don't know each other. But she said they probably just pass each other in the hallway, and that's just the gist of their situation. But um, but y'all remember, I'm sure y'all probably are aware of why Mariah has a disdain. And the people are just like, well, she needs to get over it. The fuck I don't. Because there's a reason why I have this ongoing, I don't know her, shady situation. Because the way she was used as a Trojan horse to sabotage her music career. And that was Tommy Mottola using her in a way to destroy her career. And Mariah talks about this in her memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, where he basically sabotaged her 2001, because it wasn't 2021, 2001 album. Remember, she was working on Glitter. And she was working on a song called Loverboy, which was after their divorce. Matola gave a sample of the song Firecracker by Yellow Magic Orchestra, where she intended to use it for Loverboy, to Lopez on her single I'm Real. So she was going to actually use that, and then she had to go and use another sample because Tommy was being vindictive. Could you imagine how he's going to act when him and Thalia actually divorce? Mariah alleged Matola redirected a planned collaboration with Ja Rule from her to Jennifer, furthering fueling tensions. Because Mariah, as y'all know, was the one that kind of started off this whole pop singer working with rappers type of situation. Back in the day when she was working with ODB and so many others. She was the one that was kind of going in that direction because she didn't want to come out and sing the Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Adele-esque torch song. She did that at the beginning of her career when she did Emotions and Butterfly and all that other stuff. But then she wanted to kind of teeter in to the music she grew up on, which was like that Tina Marie, um, like a little freestylish. Like she was trying to take more of a hip hop approach with her music. And yes, it worked. And another thing I've always told y'all that I loved about Mariah was when she would re-record her songs for dance remixes produced by David Morales. I love when she would go in and do an original vocal and lay it down over his house beats. That was always iconic to me because I was like, no artist was really that I could think of that were mainstream was doing that. And Mariah was all about like really putting in the effort and really coming up with really interesting creative ways of making music. And so, yes, I'm sure Jennifer Lopez was all excited and everything. Like, I'm gonna have the career. I'm gonna be an artist because I want to capitalize on the whole Selena thing. And I know she was all like bug eyed and bushy tailed and stuff about it. But the fact of the matter was, you went along with Tommy being messy, so that way, I mean, towards his wife and using you as a way, so that way you can have the career you have. And look where your career is at today. Don't nobody care about the music, but Mariah's doing what she's doing, even though she's a horrible live performer. But still, the songs be hitting. So I think that's all there is on that. Oh, and then she basically referred to Jennifer in her memoir as another female entertainer on their label, whom I don't know. And that's another thing too, is like, yeah, they were both a part of Sony. So when you label mates, you know that Tommy knows what's going on behind the scenes. Because when you run in the label and you know what people are doing, because people talk. You can look on the roster and see who's booked studio time, who's working with who, and all that other stuff, or who she's planning on working with. And it's like, oh no, I'm gonna get ahead of that. I'm gonna go hit up Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and offer them twice the amount that they would get to work with Jennifer instead of working with Mariah. And you don't think they're gonna go where the money resides? That's no shade. It's just business. But when you on the up and up and you at the top of the world, you're gonna take as much as you can because it don't last forever. And then when we saw what happened with Murder Inc. over the years, yeah, they didn't last long. They had a good run. Don't even get me started on Chris Gotti jumping on the Breakfast Club trying to talk about that Ashanti owe him this and this and should have got him made a phone call. I'm like, boy, if you don't go sit your tired ass down, them Gottis get on my goddamn nerve. The Lorenzos, because that's their actual last name. Then they started getting into some stuff about Jeff Bezos and his wedding, but we don't care about them. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Mariah still standing on business saying, I don't know her? Do we know Jennifer at this point? I mean, I will know her next week when I go see Kiss of the Spider Woman. But for now, I'm with Mariah. I don't know her, but I'm actually going to go see Tron first. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.